Today, guys, we are going to be dividing offsets on this Anthurium Red Spider. I just want you guys to get a good look at this monster. Look at this thing. He is just putting out all these leaves. He's got at least 1, 2, 3, I think 4 offsets. Oh my god. Look at that red dot. Oh, open the pod bay doors, Hal. That's what we're talking about. Also, if you look at the roots, he's pretty healthy. That is when you want to divide or repot your plants when they have nice, healthy, vigorous root systems, guys. Now, this guy, he's a little bit awkward to take out because he's just got so much there's so much going on top. Yeah, when it's just one stem, it's so easy to unpot these guys in vases, but this guy's a little bit awkward. Oh, come on, baby. Grr. I feel like you weren't even in here that long. You were in here for like a couple of months, and you grew so fast. Oh, okay. Now, usually when we repot things, I would just take this and put it in when it wasn't so messy. I would take this, just put it into a bigger vase, but because I want to divide him, we have to disturb his root system a little bit. We gotta break up the roots a little bit. Not break them, minimal breakage, guys, but we want to divide the roots, we want to loosen up the roots, see what we are working with. This part, it kind of reminds me of Jenga Tower, where you're looking for, you know how Jenga Tower, you look for the loose bricks first, and take those out first? It's kind of like you're looking for the loose substrate, the loose moss or whatever that isn't super compact and will just come right out. You look for that, and then the rest of the moss just kind of comes right out. So guys, inevitably, roots are going to break. Just be prepared for that. But when you have a nice, big, strong root system, it's not the end of the world, okay? It's when you have a plant that doesn't have a big root system and some roots break and that's like half the root system, then you're like, oh, well, cross your fingers and toes. But with a root system like this, it ain't no thing. Look how dark those leaves are. Ooh, my goodness. Be very, very gentle. We're gonna take our time. This is the part where you put on your favorite Plant Gate for Life video and you just take your time doing this. You wanna make sure you give yourself enough time. Little to no roots in here broken off so far, which is great. See, you don't wanna tug on the roots too much, guys. If a root is not budging, go to another root and just untangle that hair. It's like you're untangling your hair. When your hair gets kind of messy and you're just putting your fingers through it, you don't want to pull on your hair because, yeah, that's when hair gets ripped out of your scalp, and that does not feel good, guys. And I can see where I repotted it the first time. I can see all that compact moss, so that's like really compact. But we're gonna be very careful and just try to loosey-goosey it. And guys, when an offset comes out, you want to wait a little bit. You don't want to divide it right away. You want to give it some time to put out a few leaves because usually offsets won't really have a lot of roots to begin with. Most of the roots will be from the mother plant, and then you just disturb the root system for nothing when you go in there and you find out, oh, there's like no roots, or there's like one root. You know, you don't want to divide an offset when there's just one root. You want lots and lots of roots. Look at this monster. Alright, I did my best to untangle the roots of this offset right here, if you guys can see that. And usually you can just snap them off. Let's just try to snap it off. Oh, there we go. There's one. Alright, he's got a new leaf coming in, so let's try to be careful with that. God, just a tangled mess. Come on, get that root. Get that root. Get that root. Oh, look at that! Let's keep going. There's a little offset right here. Let's see if it has any roots. Sometimes they don't have roots yet, so it has just one leaf, so it probably doesn't have any roots. But the offset on the offset does have roots. Guys, are you seeing that right there? There's an offset, but then here's an offset attached to the offset. So let's snap him off. Okay, so guys, 2 roots that are branching off into that nice root system right there. That's what you want. All right, we're gonna keep going. There's 3 more in there. Oh, actually, like, yeah. There's the original mother plant, which has these 2 shitty leaves that I kept on, but we have 2 more main offsets, and they're kind of like wiggly, so like I feel like I could snap it off, like, oh, there we go. Woo! I'm gonna be rich! I just love it. Don't you just love it when plants make you rich, honey? This was originally from Cartel Dawn. I did not buy from Cartel Dawn, but the guy I traded with, he got his from Cartel Dawn. And I don't know if anyone else sells this red spider. Oh, look at all that. Oh, yes, mama. And then here is the OG plant right here. Let's loosen up some of this substrate, because there's probably some broken roots in there. So we don't want to just put this back into a pot. We want to loosen up these roots. We gotta be double, triple, and quadruple sure, guys, that there are no broken roots in there that are going to rot and introduce any rot or disease. Since there's so many roots on this, guys, I can afford to be a little bit hasty. So I'm just gonna get in there. These are all secondary smaller roots down here. As long as these roots up here that are attached to the stem are okay, I'm gonna be a little bit hasty, and I'm just gonna try to untangle this. The secondary roots, guys, they can break off, it's fine. It's the main roots that are attached to the stem that you wanna preserve as much as possible. Okay, we're just gonna untangle it. Again, you wanna be gentle, but we can afford to shed some of these roots because this is a big ass root system. I might have to chop some roots off because this guy is just so freaking big. And you know what, guys? I'm just gonna take this leaf off because that's an ugly leaf. Get out of here. And this leaf too, this leaf is kinda gross. Get out of here. So yeah, he only has 2 leaves and a flower. I'm gonna cut the flower off. It's taking energy from the plant. We don't need it. I'm going to pluck this off. Where are my scissors? Or not scissors, where are they? Oh, here they are. So we're gonna pluck off. That's a good root and it's nice and short, so we'll keep that. This one, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. We don't need it. We don't need it. Get rid of it. And this long one, we don't need this long one. We can keep a little bit of the root, but we're gonna cut it right there where it branches off. And this root system, this one right here, we don't need this. I'm not gonna cut it all the way up to the stem because if this rots away a little bit, I don't want rot to get into the stem. So I'm going to give it plenty of room. So that if the little tip of it rots off or dries up a little bit, it's not going to introduce any disease to the plant. All right, and there we go, guys. That's all the root you need for 2 leaves, okay? So guys, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, and we got 4. My army of red spiders. So you know, I'll probably keep this one because it has that nicest new leaf coming in. And I'll put this in a nice decorative vase. The other ones I'll put in like reusable to-go cups or something just so that when I sell them, they're lighter and I can ship them and all that stuff. Wow, that is just a massacre right there. So let's see, guys, is this going to fit? I mean, it can, but yeah. So you know what? Maybe I'll just put them back in here then. Yeah, just put them back in there, I guess. It does kind of dwarf him, but I mean, you know. And let's clean it out a little bit. Let's clean all that algae out. Okay, cool. Now we're going to get my pumice. Where is the pumice? The pumice is where? The pumice is where? Where is the pumice? I don't see it. Here it is. So we're gonna put in our free draining base. We're going to give him about an inch or so, because this is a very big vase. And now we are going to get this thing to mix our new substrate. I'm gonna use some moss. I need lots of moss. I'm going to use tree fern. I'm going to use some bark. That's the Spanish version of bark, guys. Bark. And a little bit of charcoal, just a little bit. I'm going to wet it. Sorry guys, I just realized you can't see any of that. My bad. Alright, we're going to put a little bit of a base at the bottom here. What a chaotic setup you are looking at right now, guys. Sorry. Okay, just one last look. Just make sure there's no broken roots in there. Okay, we're good. So we're going to swirly him in so the roots do not break when you press them down. And there we go, just like that. Okay, and we're going to make sure we get all those little air pockets, all those nooks and crannies. And be very, very gentle, guys. And take your time doing this, because you don't want to just throw all the substrate in there and then have a bunch of air pockets. You want to get in there with your finger or with a paintbrush and make sure that there are no big air pockets that will cause any dry rot in your plant. You feel me? That's why I love using vases, guys, because you can just look on the side and see, okay, any big air pockets? No, okay, we're good. Guys, I had a dream where I was back in my childhood home and our backyard was just full of aroids that were like naturally growing. I grew up in Connecticut, so yeah, the tropical aroids would not survive there, but I had a dream where they were, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like big old monsteras and things. A big mature pink princess. The big mature ones, the pre-TC ones are gorgeous. And yeah, then I woke up and I cried a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I cried a lot. Okay, let's do a little bit more. We got charcoal. We got bark. We got tree fern fiber. And we have moss. And we have water. Okay. Mix it up. Mix it up. We're going to keep this stem a little bit exposed, just because he's rehabbing right now. He has to reacclimate because he was just ripped apart. He was literally yanked apart into 4 different pieces, guys. So we don't want any rot to have an opportunity to set into the main stem. So we're going to give him a little bit of space right there. And there he is, guys. Look at that, and I can see a lot of his roots. Looking mighty strong. Oh, and I love those leaves. Okay, we're gonna put him there. And we're gonna take these. I've been wanting to get rid of these for a while, so let's get rid of them now. Okay, where, oh, here it is. So yeah, you wanna make sure that the part where you snapped off, do you see right there? That open wound, you don't want to plant that in. You want to have that exposed to air so it can callus over, because that is an exposed area that is very susceptible to rot right now. So we're going to swirly him in a little bit, and we're going to keep him above the substrate, okay? That's very, very important. What's also very, very important is keeping all your mess in your frickin' mat. And there we go, guys, just like that. He is good to go, so that'll be for my friend. And let me figure out what I'm gonna do with these guys right here. I may sacrifice some roots, or I may try to see if I can find bigger vessels for them. So BRB, and we'll check back in. Alright guys, let's do a recap. So this right here is going to be my plant going forward. And then we have the plant I'm going to be giving to my friend right here. Looking very, very nice. 3 beautiful leaves. And I decided to up-pot these guys a little bit into these food containers. I also chopped off a little bit of their root system. You know, just like one root that had like a whole big branch of root systems. I'm like, you don't need all that. So, yes. Did literally the same thing as the other guys. And let me just show you something real quick that's very, very important. Do you see? You might not be able to see it, but right there where my finger is, that's where I snapped it off. That's another open wound. I can put my finger in there. There is no substrate touching that, because that needs to callus over, guys. You don't want to plant that into the substrate. That's why I have these guys kind of at an awkward angle. See how he's kind of tilting? This guy's kind of tilting. The leaves will reorient themselves, guys. But see, there's another open wound right there. You see that? That little white spot right there? Yeah, we need that out of the substrate so it can callus over, and it's not going to be exposed to any diseases, any fungus, anything like that. So, yes, I got 4 beautiful plants right here. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm gonna take this off because we don't need it to worry about keeping this flower. We are going to remove it so that it prioritizes its root system. Where is... I put away my shears. Literally, guys, do this with shears. Don't rip it off. Good enough. All right. That just about does it. If you like this video, then go watch another Plant Gate for Life video. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, just gotta show you this. Oh, thumbnail? Possibly? Battery's about to die. All right, get out of here, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, low battery. Battery die, battery die. Battery, just die already. The battery's blinking. We just die. Battery die. Just die. It's okay. You can die. The battery's blinking right now. Just die. Just